Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Gone Podcast. I am your host, Isabel.
And I am Catherine. Welcome to another episode. Make sure you're hitting the like. Make sure you share this. Make sure you're here and you're showing up because tonight is going to be a quick night, but it's going to be fun. Can you hear me okay? I got my AirPods on.
Yes, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Awesome. Awesome.
On your end?
Yeah. So, did you hear about what's going on in Haiti?
No, what's going on?
Well, I sent you, I was at the gym today and I seen that there was about like 17 people were kidnapped in Haiti. It was like like, well, people who are involved. What
Yeah,
did you say? Yeah.
missionary.
Yeah, missionaries. So, yeah, they kidnapped 17 people and I think a lot of them were adults and three of them were children. And so that is what CNN is like putting out there for Haiti. And then for me, I was like, this is the reason why people don't want to go to Haiti because they're like, oh, they're kidnapping people. And it's like, scary. So it's like they're pushing people away from wanting to go to that country because it's like the most gangster place. And I feel like the only thing that they're trying to, a lot of things with like Haiti is like, I I feel so bad because their choice of being rebellious is to kidnap. Like that's their thing. Like they're gangsters is like we're gonna kidnap American people and this is the way we're gonna get money for it. There's like the gangsters in Haiti are who's in charge and they still don't got a president. And it's
Really?
like for them to get more money and have traction and have tourists come by, it's not going to happen because people are afraid of that country. And not
Right.
only because of the natural disasters that happen there, but for the people who are there, they're like, I just want to tell everybody like Haiti is dangerous, of course, as every other country, but maybe not go to the capital. Don't go to Port-au-Prince. Don't go to, those islands. And I know you want to help and stuff like that. And try to find other areas because there is safe neighborhoods somewhere,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I just want to talk about that real quick because I was like, ugh, they just can't catch a break. Everything about Haiti is like, oh, you tell somebody you're Haitian. I was like, well, I heard about your country. So I don't want to only talk about that. And then I also wanted to put good news. It's about a celebrity, but Eve's pregnant. Like, that's beautiful, isn't that?
Yeah. I mean, they've been together for like ever.
Yeah, I did some calculation. I think they were married for like about 7 years. And if anybody doesn't know Eve is Rough Riders. I was listening to DMX. DMX had his like, stop,
Right.
drop. Yo, I seen the video of when he had his concert. It was like literally live with so many people. That was the hypest part of his life. And I was like watching that and I was like, oh, during that time, like those kind of musics were like, I don't know, I just really I thought they were ill. But yeah, so she's the first woman of Rough Riders and she's married to a billionaire and it's not about the money. And when I noticed, and I was looking, and people were relating, oh, she's married to a billionaire, and it's like, why does his like success have to be like talked about? Like, why do we have to know like her? We don't even know her husband's name. We just know him as the billionaire. What did you say?
I said, well, that's why he became a billionaire. So, because he wants that to be some people don't just,
His title.
yeah. You
Hmm. Oh, he's not a billionaire. He's a millionaire. Did I say million or billion?
just super obsessed. I mean, you don't need that much money, so it's kind of like excessive unless
Hmm.
you're extremely innovative and like investing in the future and into like tech and stuff. yeah,
Right,
I
right,
guess
right.
on reinvesting in,
Hmm, hmm.
the future, but you don't actually need much money. So
Yeah, but
yeah,
he has millions, not billions. So, and then another thing was that you sent me a video about some Dusty making a decision of wanting to marry somebody,
right.
right? Because,
Get into um.
yeah,
Ibrahim says, "Hello, Belle. How was your weekend? Kat, you look beautiful as always."
thank
Hi.
you.
My weekend has been pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, weekend was great. Thank you, Epiderm, for showing up. Make sure
So,
you hit the love button as state your comments.
and all that.
Yeah.
Um, so, I was watching that family or fiance. If you guys ever keep up with that show, it's about just a couple getting together and they got engaged, but they have to bring their family together and let them know that they're engaged and basically asking for their blessings. And this week's person, he it was just a whole hot mess. And I don't want to get too into it because it's just a long, drawn out thing. But basically, it's a guy who's basically living off of his girlfriend, super jealous. The girl is young and trying to provide for herself as she's in law school and she's, doing OnlyFans. And she has this crazy, jealous, possessive, his words, he's possessive, um, man who wants to marry her. And her family was just like, basically, he's Dusty. You don't need to be marrying him. And then they were like, oh, well, what about her? She's taking photos online. And
Mm,
mom and her family was basically like, if that's such a problem, why doesn't he fix it? Why is
right.
that? Why doesn't he go get a job? Why is she paying all the bills, paying for the car, paying for everything? And you're mad about how she's making money when he's not even providing anything. And it
Mm-mm.
was kind of like a weird thing. Just like his family didn't see that he was done. And this is kind of like this male worshiping thing that the melanated culture does, and they think, their sons sometimes are better than they are. And this family full of women was like, this guy's not providing anything. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? Because they were like, he's not meeting any standards. And they was like, standards? What do you mean standards? Like, what are you trying to say? That your daughter's too good for our son? And it's like, yeah, he's Dusty. Like, why would that be hard? He's not providing anything for the house, but wants to be jealous and controlling and it got really bad on screen. So yeah, and they ended up breaking up. Thank the gods, because that was a
Thank
really.
God.
I was scared for her. The way he was looking, he was
Oh yeah.
showing his.
The way he oh yeah, he literally on spoiler alert, he was so jealous that they were miking her up. A man was miking her up, and she actually cheated on him before. So he has this thing where he just can't get that out of his head. It's like, oh, you're always going to cheat on me. Someone's always going to come before me and you're going to leave me. Mind you, this man doesn't have a mother. So when you're dealing with people who have those inner drama and toxicity in their life, they think that way because of,
I
you
mean, if I
know,
have a mom, that's like, girl, you got something cut out for you. That's a whole bunch of trauma that he's gonna unpack on top of you because you're the only woman in his
that
life.
stayed and he wants you to stay.
Yeah,
And
and
and it's
he'll
not,
such a guilt trip if you don't stay with him.
oh yeah, because you cheated.
She had to like make sure, like she was like, no, you're not gonna give me a hard time. You're just gonna get your stuff and leave. Right? That lady was ready to leave him. She was like, I knew
Hmm.
you was.
Oh yeah.
And he
And
was
she's
like,
seen the show so many times where people actually break up there. And she was like, yeah, like this is going to be a good place. I mean, it's going to embarrass my family to see that I'm with this Dusty. But, you know, actually, she was really in love with him, you know?
you know, young and dumb, the same way he's doing the only.
Yeah, you're blind. You're blind. You can't really see. And that's the thing when you're in love with someone and you only see a certain thing because someone else is not giving you that
I
attention.
again.
You go in and out. I can't hear you.
I said, I bet you she'll never date a Dusty again.
Oh, no, 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 no. Her family told her the values of their standards from their country. They're from Russia.
Her
They're
family.
from the Ukraine, right? No, they speak Russian.
She
But
also. Can you plug this in? And she also, please. And she also. Sorry, I gotta find a charger for this laptop because it's gonna die. Um. Hold on. Okay. Just moving on set real fast.
you
Okay.
look really cute. I love your face. Really pretty.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Um. Yeah. Like she got like her family told her the truth. Like, dude, you're providing. It doesn't sit well when you get embarrassed like that in front of your face.
Mhm.
But
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Jackie
No.
says you ladies look gorgeous. Hey Jackie, thank you for being here,
Oh,
girl.
thank you, Jackie, for showing up. I
You.
love Jackie. She's so sweet. I love when she's here. Yeah, so that Dusty situation, like literally, like
I
you
think
were saying, like if you
once women snap into the mindset, it really should only take one Dusty, and
oh
especially
yeah.
you from like 19 forward, you deal with one Dusty, you're pretty much like done with the dust.
Hmm. Until you're not like, what's the topic?
Jackie says, "What's the topic?" So we're talking about basically another one bites the dust when you get rid of a dusty. And if you're saying, "What is a dusty?" A dusty is a man that provides zero value
Hmm.
to your life, but has all the entitlement in the world, thinking
Hmm.
and wants to rule you and your castle.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's what we're talking about because we recently seen the show Fiance or Family or Fiance. It's one of those shows on.
Yours was the one, the clip that you sent me. It said, a fiance or finances."
Right.
Hmm.
Jack said, "Oh, I know one. Oh, girl, want to share the story? You want to call in? Because we are sharing our stories about.
About Dusty's.
So
It's Dusty night. No, I'm just kidding.
we're sharing.
It's calling out the Dusties, not even it's Dusty's night. It's like you gotta just catch them. Like it's hard
Right. Well, one
because, like you said, they have all the entitlement. Like they're not Dusty.
is in the
Which
chat. I hop on real fast. You don't have to show your face, but it's easier to connect. You don't have to put your video on, and we can still talk
hmm.
here.
Hmm.
Not ready to be on video, but yeah, go.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like you said, like a Dusty comes into the relationship like he has all the entitlement of a provider or or bringing in something into the relationship, but they bring zero, nada, but toxicity. That's what they bring and a lot of baggage.
Right.
And especially when they
So I
cute, if they're
so
cute.
cuteness, right? So one thing, another thing that Dusties know how to do
Mm,
is she said, "Okay, I can come up on audio for sure." Okay, girl, call up on in. The thing is right there. Um, they will like be so nice to you and like treat you like a queen, like everything. Um, Tone Deaf said, "Oh, y'all podcasting tonight." We are.
Hi, TDR Network. Make sure you guys go hit them up. They got some lives as well and good people on there. So, yeah, thank you for showing up, TDR Network.
But yeah, basically, they basically ruin your life and take advantage.
Oh my God. They make you gain weight. They make you have high blood pressure. They make you sick. Like they bring all this to your relationship and they get you broke and you have a negative balance on your account because of them.
Right. Wait, I'm going to log in from my computer to come up. Okay, cool.
Yay.
For me, I would say my dusty experience happened when I was like, I would say like 19. I was
Hmm.
really, and they are manipulative, right?
Oh,
Tobias says, "Que ricos bicho." Oh, okay, sorry, I'm not that bilingual, honey. Can't speak. None.
Virginicos.
uh, laughing my dusty experience. Yeah, I mean, we're here to share the dust. Another one bites the dust,
Mm-hmm.
but we can.
Right.
Um,
And they're gone. You said you were 19?
yeah, I was 19, and at that age, you don't really expect anybody to really have everything going on,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, I was up on like status and looks, not status like financially, status and like popularity and
Mm-hmm.
looks. And this guy, I was just like really into him, and he didn't have anything to offer me. I had more to offer than he did, so I just, was like, I want to do this, and I don't want to wait, and so I'll pay for it. I didn't care. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, like I want to go out to eat, and it's like, oh, I don't have money to eat, and I was just like, but I want to go eat there, so let's just go. I'll
Let's
pay.
go.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, let's just
I
go.
feel like I feel like the reason why you have that
And I'm
experience,
too, so I was like, because I would do it with my friends, so I never really
right?
like together like, okay, this person could be using you because you're
Mm-hmm.
all anything you want to do, you just want to do it, and you want to do it with this person, and just because they're less fortunate, you don't want to like make it feel like or be like, oh, they can't do it, and it's just having like a lot of sympathy and compassion. But at the same time, like I was working, that person wasn't even working. Like that person had all the excuses to like why they didn't have any money, but we were like around the same age. Even they were older than me, so
Mm-hmm.
it was like the excuses. So then once I realized all of that, I that was like the last relationship that I was in that I was ever in that situation. But yeah, that was kind of like my thinking behind it was just kind of like, oh well, I want to do this and I want to do it with this person and they don't have enough, but I'll just I'll just pay for it.
Right. So with my experience, I feel like the reason why that happened to you is because I'm kind and I'm your sister, and I was doing that to these guys, some of the dusties that I was dealing with, and you seen that and you were like, oh, okay, it's okay to pay for men. Like my sister's doing it, so like, she's dating this dusty. So I feel like that's why you were comfortable. Because if I was like on that level that I am today, you would be like, no, we're not hanging out with that guy. Let's just hang out with amongst each other because I'd rather pay for you than pay for him. Because what am I paying for a man for? He should be, so those kind of experiences. Wait, how do I call it?
I just just hit the link and add it to the line. The link is
Right. So the guy that I was dealing with that was Dusty, he actually had a job, but his job, he might watch this, was like, oh, you don't know me. His job wasn't a job. Like his job was like he was like a counselor. And he was older. Like he wasn't like we were I was like probably like 22 and he was like 23 working as a counselor, and he
what
didn't have a car. He didn't drive. I was driving him around when I wanted to hang out with him. Sure,
like
go ahead.
guidance counselor.
What, guidance counselor? No, after school.
Oh, oh,
After school work.
That's way
Dude was working after school.
okay.
Career
How
was after school. He was like 24 and still, I think, still in the same industry right now. That's how
oh,
Dusty, a Dusty will stay a Dusty. You know what I mean? If
yeah,
he doesn't grow.
upgrade.
And
Once
yeah, he
they
doesn't upgrade. Yeah.
up, they're either if they think you're leveling up, they're gonna be the one trying to
Oh,
make
they're
your
excited about your level up. They're excited about your level up. They're like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Look at you leveling up. Yeah, I can't really hear what you're saying, but they do. They get excited because they know that excitement that you're going through, that you're taking them with them. And usually the time you are. And a lot of rich women who don't want to just deal with men, they deal with a lot of dusties. So dusties are living it up at times, and then they're living it down because when a woman realize like, oh, this guy is nothing, he brings nothing, zero to the table, and I'm just supplying him with all these experiences that he has not shown me, not one.
there's an interesting statistic out there saying that um it's like about going like in but the black women who are um to say black men, they are most likely like 70% more likely to be the breadwinners in that relationship.
What
And
did you
they
say?
so
Melanated men?
right. So a black couple
Yes. Get close when you talk.
it's more likely for the woman to be making more money than the man, like a married couple. And so
I
basically,
know.
more likely for a black woman to marry down than any other woman. Yeah, it's and it's crazy, and it's and they'll take the man on the ride with them. I mean, it came out a couple of months ago, but this TikTok famous lady, she's an older woman,
Mm.
or famous lady. She was like got on live and was saying like how happy she was able to retire her husband, and everybody was like, oh my god, like girl, that is not like, why are you telling people that? And she was just like really like happy that she was like able to make enough money that she could do that. And it's like, but then like you look at her husband and he's like a dusty, and it's like, dang, like, and she's black too, and it's kind of like the it's like this sense of like loyalty, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stick by you, but then the guy is not really bringing in anything, and women like are like going to school, becoming educated, and doing all this stuff, and they're kind of just bringing the dusty along on the ride. And the way things are looking up now is kind of like he's gonna divorce you, and you're gonna have to pay him alimony and things like that. Like this is like what's happening.
And yeah, I hear that you're saying that, but like that's not only happening in the melanated community. Look at Britney Spears and her husband. She has to pay that Dusty.
Huh?
I said, look at Britney Spears and her ex-husband that
Right.
she had a kid with. He's a Dusty too. So it doesn't really come down to like the complexion of your skin. And I know society would be like, oh, melanated people, this is what melanated people. It's just like going to Haiti. Like, nah, it's not only melanated
Oh,
people. It's a lot of people making choices. I know what you're trying to say, but I'm just saying, like,
most likely in the statistic. I'm not just saying this is the same way where it's like most likely that melanated women are going to be most likely single moms. That's not saying that right now it's a trend that all women are more like are becoming more single moms. That is the biggest statistic.
mm,
It's
just melanated started that trend.
that's the majority, and those
Hmm.
other um, nationalities or races of people, that's not the majority. That's like a
Hmm.
couple, but it's not the majority. In the melanated, it's the majority, and that's the issue. And there was also like a woman, she was going around and asking all the girls that she found, oh, like, would you get with a guy who doesn't have any money? And all of the other women who weren't melanated was like, no, like he's gonna have to have something going on for him. Like if he doesn't have any money, like he doesn't need to be in a relationship. And then
Hmm.
all of the melanated women like, yeah, I'll hold him down. He doesn't have, money's not that important.
Oh
He
yeah.
doesn't have,
Hmm.
and it's like I think it's just kind of like they've been ingrained in like just trying not to look like a gold digger so much that it's just like then you end up like getting the shorter end of the stick because no guy's
Right.
something that he doesn't think he has to do.
And let me tell you something about the gold
Jackie,
digging thing.
I didn't see the link. That's why I haven't called. I'm over here squirting around like an old lady. Oh, okay. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. Is it not coming up? I'm texting. I'm writing it in. It's coming up
Why
on
don't
TV.
you put it on here? Why don't you put it on like it's yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. It's
So you could
fresh,
just yeah,
but
just keep it there.
in the chat right here. I
Yeah,
don't
just
know if
keep
you.
it there. She could write it down if she can't press it. So yeah, so like you said, it's so crazy you're talking about the gold digging thing because like I recently had a meeting with these women and they were like talking about she was telling me a story about how a woman at her workplace had gotten married to she was a 45-year-old woman married to a 75-year-old man and she's got all these luxurious things and everybody's like oh she's after his money so everybody sees her as like a woman that's after this man's money. And I was like, and then they were like, oh, like she's a gold digger. I was like, what's wrong with being a gold digger? Like, shoot, I'm a gold digger. Like, and then they're like, oh, like you're a gold digger? Oh no, I would never be a gold digger. I'm like, okay, gold digger, same thing. You're getting gold like gold. What's wrong with being gold digger? What's wrong with that? You guys see it as a bad thing. Like for me to
Yeah,
to have standards
like
is a bad thing.
not try to get better in my life. You want me to just
Right. No, I'm gonna deal with
yeah
a
because they
simple man and a simple life. That's your
it just.
choice. This is mine.
But even if you're gonna go for a simple man with a simple, in some type of way, that simple is a luxury to somebody else, and you go digging for that, and that's just a hater. People
Right.
mad at the that they can do themselves.
But a
So
guy can sit there and tell you that he wants to have sex with you, right? But then you can't tell him, oh, are you going to provide for me? Women are scared to have a real conversation. These guys are not scared to tell you that they're like, oh, we're going to, like, they're hitting it raw. Because I spoke to another guy who was telling me, I was talking to him and he was like, oh, yeah, I have a child. And I was like, oh, how old is your child? And I'm thinking he's saying 7 years old. He was like 7 months. And I was like, oh my God, 7 months? Are you kidding me? And he was like, yeah, like I was dealing with this girl. We were having like a little casual thing, and and I was like, "Oh, you just forgot to pull out." And he was like, "Oh my God, you're so real." Oh, like he was like, in actuality, yeah, like like. But women can't even have a real conversation about what they really want with these men. Like literally, they're dying, needing help in their real life, and they can't have a real conversation. But these guys can
there's
get in your pants in 2 seconds. No.
there's a man, a baby that is casually dating you.
Mm-hmm.
What sense does that make?
Well, to her, this is the thing. People are
But
okay with the casual. They don't even see it as that. They were like, no, we're really in a relationship. I can't hear you.
that's not the case. The case of it is just the mindset about being a gold digger is so distorted. Is that
Mm-hmm.
now played out in a stupid way? They think that's the model, and
Yeah,
that's the way they have been.
right.
Like the whole idea of like, okay, she's 45,
Get
she's
closer.
5 year old man. She's a grown ass
Yeah.
woman. She could be with any age man if she wanna be with that guy. And the second thing is, why you hating that you didn't get him? Because at the end of the
That's
day,
why I'm glad.
up a luxury life, not no nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. You want to marry you,
Mm-hmm.
want to do that with you, and you guys are cool. You cool with all that situation that you got going on, girl. Mind your business. See, people just be too
Right.
bored, and they miserable like them. They mad because they made a bad deal with
Mm-hmm.
probably somebody that
Mm-hmm.
they thought that, and they thought that they could believe in their dreams. And the dude ended up being a dusty, and now they say I could never be a gold digger. No, because you ain't
Oh
smart
yeah.
enough. You're smart to be a gold digger. Because it ain't easy to dig up gold. Like it ain't easy to
No, it's
find
not
gold.
easy to make exactly. It's not easy, and it's not easy to make have standards. And
It's easy to not go with the simple guy. You should
mm-hmm.
go for or any. You should go after somebody who you deem valuable. Why would I?
Yeah.
That's literally what that's saying. I deem you valuable, so I'm gonna go after you.
Hmm. But they can go out there and go buy the Gucci bag, go buy the Gucci thing, and buy these nice cars and do all these things, but then go home to a dusty
Right.
and be proud that they could all provide all these things for themselves. This is amazing. Like women can provide for themselves, of course. It's beautiful that we could, and you don't have to wait on no man. And that's the beauty of having your life together. But you want to also be with someone who can do the same thing that you could do for yourself. You know what I mean? If you got to do all that great stuff that you're doing for yourself and provide that for your man, you're not the man in the relationship. You should not be doing that. That should not be your goal in a relationship. Like, I want to take care of my man. Of course, care of your man. Do nice things for your man, but don't provide for him like you, the man.
So is that you just set yourself up to be unhappy when you do that. I was
Right.
not when I was 19. I was unhappy in that relationship because I knew
Yeah.
it was on me. That everything that I was doing was on me, and then I'm also being an awesome person. I'm also being the
Yeah,
feminine,
you're
and
trying to, yeah. Hmm.
they're out here working and doing that stuff, and the guy is a stay-at-home dad or doing whatever he wants, and then he still expects you to come home and cook for him. See, this
Yeah.
society that we're
Hmm.
living with, these baby boys who continuously act like there's some king in some
Hmm.
castle
Hmm.
and you're supposed to be happy that he's here. Like, no, women definitely need to level up, and it only really takes one. Like that woman on the show, she was good at, like, her family. She was like Romanian or something. She grew up in
Yeah.
the where men are the providers, where men take the
Hmm.
role in, you know, doing that. So now you're dealing with this American guy that has these traumas from his childhood and doesn't have a mother and all these problems piled up on top of each other. Because Dusties, they always got trauma. They the number one
Hmm.
with the story, and they're the ones who can't get over it. Because men usually can take their trauma and then transmute it into like work and at least be
Yeah,
productive,
like have a successful business. Yep,
right?
I've seen that. Yeah.
You got one that ain't even doing that. He's not even running
Hmm.
away from
He's
you.
the problem with him is that he's so stuck in his trauma that he's not taking it as a blessing in
Right.
disguise. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard for them to even get out of it. It's taken too long. And when it takes so long, you don't gotta wait for him to get it together. One day he will, but it ain't gonna be with me. I'm out. And that's what happened with me with the Dusty. I was like, you know what? It ain't gonna be with me. I gotta go. I finally
Right.
got my mind together and I was like, I'm not providing for no man because me sitting there telling him, oh, you want to go on vacation? And then I'm so thirsty to go on vacation that I'm paying for his ticket to go to vacation. That's a Dusty move. I will not suggest anybody to do it. And why we talk like this is because we experience these moments in our lives where we're grateful for them so that we will be able to have better relationships. I'm so grateful for the relationships that I'm having. It is just better than when I was a child, when I was young and dumb and manipulative. And these guys treating you like they're the king, like you said, and I'm their little maid. You know, I'm the maid. I'm here to make your life better. I'm your mother, the missing link. You
You
know,
the
in
dumb
your little trauma.
run up in
I
your
can't hear
castle
you.
and acting like you were something. Okay, Jackie's in
Yeah.
here. Put her in.
Yay. Hey,
Hello, hello,
Jackie.
ladies. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Holla if you
Okay.
hear me.
I was literally listening and I needed like a trigger point, and she was like,
Mhm.
I was so thirsty to go on that trip that I ended up paying for his
Mhm.
ticket, and it's just like,
Mhm.
yeah, you do get kind of thirsty to
Mhm.
have moments, and it's like, why settle though? Like,
Mhm.
why not wait? It
Mhm.
doesn't make any sense
Take
because I've
yourself on
taught
the trip. You're
myself.
so thirsty.
Yeah, like
Right.
yeah, and it's like trying
Mhm.
not to look pitiful. I don't even know if this is a conscious thing, but it's so terrible.
Mhm.
It's so
Mhm.
terrible.
Mhm.
So many women do it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
many women. Like when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, she's calling me out right now because
Mhm. Mhm.
because I've done it. Like even as an adult,
Mhm.
and it's like you really have to learn. Like when I first
Mhm.
came to LA, I was really
Mhm.
lonely. I was super
Mhm.
thirsty. She's like, that's a Dusty move. I'm like over here laughing so hard because I done had a glass of wine. She's like really
Good
cracking
girl.
me up.
Cheers. Cheers.
Yes, cheers, honey. So I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a thing. And it's like you really have to just find confidence in yourself and just know
Mhm.
that waiting, like you said, digging
Mhm.
gold is like
Mhm.
not even an easy task. Like
Right.
if
Uh-uh.
you are digging gold, you committed to that shit. So it's like, okay,
Right.
like it's not even,
The
gold
way
is, the people who did gold are the ones that see the work, and the gold is going to show up. So, the people that's there, you put in your time, you put in your effort, you put in, whatever it is that you needed to put in to get whatever gold it is to be had. So it's like, yeah, it is kind of a
Mhm.
negative connotation, especially for black women. But
Oh
right.
it's like
yeah.
you really are supposed to be taken care of, like by your man. Like,
Because
I
Do
it's
don't
you
like,
know.
why is other cultures, like we were talking about the show, the lady wasn't from America, but her family's from like Europe or where, the Ukraine, and their
Hmm.
mindset is completely different than the African American woman who just thinks like, okay, I just want to be loved. It's like, no, these guys have to be providers. These guys have, there's rules
Right,
to this
most
game.
certainly.
And
Yes.
it's like we don't get it, and then the men, our melanated men, are mad at us when we get it. Now that we get it, and we're like, yeah, no, we're only accepting providers, and they're like, what do you mean you're only accepting providers? Like, yeah, like you're not accepted, Dusty. There's a show called Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. Like there's certain things you got to do to make it to the team, and if you don't
Right.
got it, show up next year. Go do what it takes. But these
right?
Right.
guys, they're like,
And it's
yeah,
just
they're,
so crazy. I think it's like really a social media thing with like
ooh,
sex being such a big option. Like it's so many options. It's so
mhm.
many women. It's so many people who will accept less.
So many
We can't hear you as well. We
okay.
can't hear you. Not really.
All right, how is it now?
Yeah,
Good.
that's better.
But put your
Okay,
volume up or something.
I did. Is it better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Um, no, there's like a statistic showing how men aren't really even getting that much play from social media as
Oh,
you
they're
would
not.
think because they
Hmm.
don't have the right photos. They don't know how to say the right things. I mean, if you ever look on any of those dating profiles, half the guys are saying things that are cringeworthy in them.
Well, I'm talking about the ones who are like really attractive because there are some men who may have a little money or they may be very attractive, but you are still a qualified Dusty.
Right.
Hmm. That's
So
why
it's
I.
like,
And those
those
guys, I mean,
are the ones.
attractive guys should like if you're attractive, like you actually get in my book, it's like, okay, I don't even want to talk to this guy that much because I don't
That's
like
what I
guys
want the women
kind
to
of
know
Yeah,
right
energy.
that's what I'm
now.
saying. Like,
This is
because
the
they
new
So
are,
you
thing that women
automatically
have
get
to
off
understand.
because I don't need the headache. And then
right.
if it's like, and then if it's like you think you got money and you think that makes you special,
Yes,
get you off of my
Oh,
list too because I
I
need you to
cannot
cut
remember
off.
stand
that I
it.
am who I am. Like I can't lower my
Right.
standards because you like we don't match because obviously
Hmm.
you need a woman who's gonna play up into that role that you want, and that's just not what I'm gonna do, and that's okay.
Exactly.
Like those guys think that they're desirable when most women wouldn't even want those kind of guys.
Right, it's like
Hmm.
throw up in my mouth.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
Yeah,
literally since I've come to LA, it's such a turnoff. I could not fathom the amount of people who think it is okay to approach you a certain way because they're driving something or they live in a certain thing or they have a certain status, and it's just like that that's like kind of turning me off, right?
right.
Like that, like you being such a show off, it's just so sickening. It doesn't even You're not even here for the right reasons.
Well, that
But and
Exactly.
but
and
they do have a lot of women that would be going for the go. So it's like,
but
Yeah.
they're not even those women are just getting what they want from that guy. Those women are
right,
that guy is getting zero quality relationships. Even if he's
Mhm.
surrounded by women, all those women are after him for what they want
Right.
because
See,
they
that's
don't
how I
actually
feel as
care
well.
about
And
him.
his
Like, it's
money.
So he
actually a
still ends up
disadvantage for the
losing.
man.
Huh?
Right.
Right. Yeah, it's actually a disadvantage for the man because it's like, okay, if you get a bunch of women who only want money or this, that, or the other, it's kind of like it can
Yeah.
get boring.
Yeah.
And they get
So
bored. I mean,
yeah, they
most of those
definitely.
men, they get bored. They get upset with those girls if they don't have those girls don't have anything going on. They're like, oh, she doesn't do anything, and then like, and everybody's unhappy, and then he ends up single again. Like men have it harder than they try to make
And
it
then he
seem. They
starts
act
to.
like they have all these options, but
Right.
in reality, women have more
Oh
options.
yeah.
Women are more sought after. Women
Oh yeah.
are easily, and it's just up to the woman to know that power that she has, and it goes on. Like women will be like, oh well, say like it's just it's kind of like a weird thing that like social media makes you think this kind of way, and I think it's just loud men just trying to act like a certain way, but in reality it's just not the truth. It's just not. It's like if you're a jerk,
Mhm.
nobody's gonna like you. If you do obnoxious things and try to flash your wealth, and nobody's gonna like you, that still stands because
That's
we
very
live
true.
in social media. We live in real
Mhm.
life, and in real life people don't like that. And so that guy ends up miserable and
Right.
in a bunch of relationships that don't pan out to anything, and he continues to be dusty because he'll never learn, and you'll see him being 60 years old, probably in a relationship with a 20-year-old stripper, wondering why she's always asking him for money and why he can't find nobody to love him. This is the reality. I've seen it
It
so many times.
is, and it's so sad because it's like a black hole of like
Hmm.
Mhm.
no self-awareness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
really where it starts, you know. It's like us being aware of our worth, them being aware of their worth too, because it's like
Mhm.
you really not respecting yourself if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a man.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
But why do you think it's so accepted in our culture to have men that are really not worth that much, or even if like even a guy being a drug dealer in the black community is kind of like okay because he's making money, you know what I'm saying? But even though
You know
we
what I
all
think? I think that okay, so I feel like I do, feel like black men have went through a lot of trauma. Even if it's generational trauma, things can be carried in a way. And they have been told, oh, our black men, these we need to take it easy on our black men for so long. It's kind of like we don't.
It's that
It's a
baby
guilt
boy
trip.
mentality. It's that
Mhm.
baby
Yes,
boy mentality
yes,
that
Right.
we're
yes. Like
carrying for
trying
them.
to baby them
Mhm.
Right.
and not wanting
Mhm.
to be hard, not wanting to come off as a bitch.
Mhm. When all they need is
No. And they already see you but they already see you like that.
Right, but they're
Like
gonna
they
right.
say it
see black women
anyway.
as that. Right. So it's like, and this is the thing. This is what I want our melanated sisters to know. It's like we don't have time to baby these boys anymore. We're gonna go out there and have standards, have value for ourselves, and search for something else, and not cancel anybody out because of the complexion of their skin. If
Five
baby boy
thousand
ain't,
percent.
if baby boy ain't playing the part, you're gonna have to go find it somewhere else and not be scared.
You
And this
know
is the
why
thing:
I
we
don't
can't
have
go by.
sympathy?
One moment. This is why we can't go by the complexion of somebody's skin, or oh, he's not handsome enough, or you're going by the people who care about you. If somebody don't care
Right.
about
I
you, they're not
definitely
doing
don't
above
think
and
about the
beyond.
whole handsome thing because it's just
Yeah,
like if you think you're about to get a man that's fine as all outdoors looking like an Adonis out here, and
that's for
people not
everybody.
about to be trying to, and people not about to be trying to,
Sleep with
have
that
That
their
man.
man can't look
pocketbook
better
all in
than
his
you.
face.
Uh-uh.
Right. He cannot. Like
Uh-uh.
I tell my friends this all the time. And they're like, he ain't fine enough, and I'm like, girl, listen,
Why you need somebody
listen.
fine? You
Baby,
ain't
he not
fine enough.
he. You need somebody that's gonna love you and adore you
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
worship you, not somebody
Mm-hmm.
that's fine, baby. He gonna be
But you
fine
can
when you
worship
get home
him.
and roses are there. Yes, and
Right.
like women
Exactly.
we don't even care
Mm-hmm.
about looks. Like that's
Mm.
just such a psychological thing. How a
Right.
man
Mm-hmm.
treats you because honey, let me tell you something. I went out the other night, last night,
Go ahead,
and
girl.
it was girl, the day was I was like, okay, wait a minute, because
Mm-hmm. I
somebody
done found my
wait,
husband.
am I wait, is this the tree? Is the trick? Is it the trick or the treat? Like I did not
Mm.
know what was going on last night, honey.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so
oh,
when
I'm happy for
somebody
you.
when thank you, girl. So it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when somebody is really stepping up
Mm-hmm.
to the plate, you gotta still keep that standard though. Like
Right.
you gotta
Mm-hmm.
still keep
Mm-hmm.
that
Don't
standard.
forget about
And
it.
one thing I've learned right, and one
Mm-hmm.
thing I've learned is literally you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. Baby, don't crack your
Right.
eggs. Don't do that.
Right. Right.
Cannot
Right.
don't be
Right.
foolish.
So you're dating.
Cannot be foolish.
So you're
Yes,
dating.
dating.
Mm-hmm.
Are
And
you
when a
dating?
man is ready
Uh-huh.
to be serious about me, he will
Yeah.
tell me that.
Right.
But first,
You're
I want to
ready.
take some trips.
Mm.
I want to take some trips. I want to,
Let's put
and
it
get
all
to know
into
some people.
formation. Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Girl,
like,
I'm happy for
'cause
you.
thank you so very much. Thank you, girl. I'll
Mm-hmm.
be listening to the channel, honey, having to go back and watch some videos. But listen,
No.
I'm tired of running into the dust, okay?
Oh,
I cannot keep running into the dust. It's like I'm
let me tell
ending
you,
up
you
under
know
the
already.
couch, honey. I'm trying to be in the
Right.
limbo.
But you got to know what the dust look like. That's the thing. You give them one shot, and if they already showing you signs of a dusty, like literally, I was going on a dating spree, right? When I was dating, and I had went on a date with this guy, and he was telling me he was such a nice guy. And I was like, oh my God, this guy is really nice. And then he was telling me, that he still lives with his parents. And I was like,
Ugh.
um, are you saving money or something? Like, what's the reason? Because he's like 45 years old. And I'm like, are you saving? What are you doing? Like,
What?
why don't you have your life together? Right. Like, everything was nice, but it was like, do I see this person as I'm only like when I'm dating, I'm dating for a purpose. I'm not dating because like I want you to have your shit together. Sorry for swearing. But I
Right.
want you to have your stuff together. I don't I've dated Dusties before. I will never take care of a man unless he's my husband and he's dying and he's going through something where you know what I mean, where he needs me and I will be there for him.
Right.
But you ain't my husband. You're just literally mooching off. So you live with your okay. So he lived with his parents, and then his job situation wasn't really secure. So I was like, mm,
Okay,
you're
so being
nice,
in
but
LA, what do
yeah,
you
go ahead.
consider a secure job situation? Because some guy, a lot of people make their money sporadically in
Right.
chunks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So go ahead as well if you want to.
for many
I can't
people
hear
with
you. You got to get closer. Nope. You hear her, Jackie?
you
No, I
guys
can't
hear
hear.
me?
I
Okay.
can now, but it's like it's going out completely.
Yeah, it's in and
Okay,
out.
let me go get my ear. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, for me, I would say, like, what was the question again?
I said, what do you consider like a stable job environment? Like what are your traits of like a man that's stable and one that's dusty? Girl, I need to know.
Okay,
I need to
okay.
know.
A dusty is somebody who don't got no job. That there's no job at all. There's no income coming in, and if there is, it's like really low. Like he's probably like uh, dang, I don't. It's sad. I don't even want to put nobody's jobs down. So I'll talk to you privately about some of the positions that for me, when I was dating, I only wanted to date people who were business owners, CEOs. Like I'm dating high class level, not
See,
like
that's kind
people
of how I feel because like I
because
have
I'm
my own
old.
things I like to date. I like to date
I
guys
have a
who are
child.
who oh, I do too. So I'm like,
Okay.
I baby, I got bad. I got I need cheese for my egg, honey. Listen.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's my
And I
thing.
live in
It's just
LA.
right,
Okay, so
and
mine's.
girl, I live in
I'll say
Hollywood.
mine's.
Exactly.
So,
Oh, go
okay.
ahead. Cool. We didn't say
So,
much.
what I think is okay, the basics. I think every woman, like, just start with the basics. Doctor, lawyer,
simple right there.
I said,
Engineer.
yeah,
You go with the basic professions.
like they got
Because
a
that you
career.
know he has a profession. This is his trade. This is what he does. After that, CEOs, owners, big
That's what I was just telling her.
positioned
You start
executives.
okay if you're just starting.
And then
I would say what she
that's
just
how
said.
you
I would
Yeah,
say
say
tell,
that's
that's
a
a
I'm a
career
career
base.
baby.
base.
I'm a baby gold
Okay,
digger. Can
since you're
y'all
a
start me
baby,
at the beginning?
it's not even
Since you're a
about gold
baby,
digger,
start
but
at lawyers and doctors. They're the
okay.
easiest ones.
Or it doesn't even have to be lawyers, doctors. She can even do professional people. There's banking executives. You
Yeah, I
can
was
do
No,
thinking
but
like
that's
executives. You
banking.
could do.
executive. That's executive. That's higher than what I'm saying. When you just
Oh
said
yeah, that's true.
banking, you're talking about like
That's
people
true.
who's clearing like $1 million quick. Okay, I'm saying you should start with
Middle
people who
class.
have a
Start
solid,
middle class people.
profession, which
Hmm.
would be you want a guy who's more on a conservative route, a guy who's
Yeah.
serious about his profession, a guy who's because you don't
Yeah,
need him
passionate
to
about it. Yeah.
be creative. You don't need him to be like, oh,
A
I want to
millionaire
do
either.
this and all of
Yeah.
that. You want a guy who's stable and
Yeah.
committed and has a profession, something he does, and he does like he'll
Hmm.
make money all his life from doing that. That's
Hmm.
kind of like the staple man. That
And
type
if
of
you're
man is
online
like number
dating, that's
one.
exactly what you should look at. Like Isabel's saying, like only if you're dating online, like swipe for the
Yeah,
people who have their career on
attorneys
it.
and
If it doesn't
doctors.
have
That's
no
about
career on there, they don't got no real job they're not proud of the job that they have. Because
yeah.
anybody who's proud of like something that they do, they would write it. So it's like, so see what they do. And then you can Google them too sometimes if they put the
Yeah.
company name. I'm like, okay,
And
so
once
you
you
work, then I'll put.
so once you start thinking like that, you'll always see that. That'll be what you only
Attract
see,
those
and everybody
people.
who
Yeah.
else
It's like,
you'll just push
yeah,
them to the side
you
because
forgot
you
them. Yeah,
just
they're gone.
because if it's just a
Mhm.
guy who says, "Oh, like I'm a project manager with this company," and that's cool, that's fine, but like you don't know his salary, you don't know like his situation.
Yeah,
Did
you
he
could
just
do.
get the
That's why
job?
you go to. That's why Zipper
I don't know,
Career
girl.
Builder exists. They put the salary thing. You could just Google and what city they're in. You could just Google the salary,
Then
and it's
go with
not
that
even all about
guy.
money, but it kind of is. Yeah, that's what I'm
Then
saying.
go
Just
with that
Google.
guy.
First of all, if they all only deal with
Yeah,
the people
well,
who
if he
have
has
their
an
career on
executive
there.
position, I say go for him. If he has an executive position, that means
Even
he
if
can
it's not
actually.
an
Because
executive
if you're at the
position,
point in
because
your
there's
life
different
that you
positions that
want a
pay.
home, a family, a baby, and stuff, you got to look at
Yeah,
guys who can actually
yeah,
give you that. So you need guys
yeah.
who's at least clearing six figures. Starting
Mhm.
like if you want children in marriage, he has to be like 6 figures.
Yeah, and that's
So
the
if
thing
he's
that
under
a
that,
lot of
you
melanated
can't date
people
that
forgot
guy.
to get trained on is like, hold on, we like when we have our children, we need to have
Children
somebody
are
who's
so
stable.
expensive. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but we don't.
Hmm.
Not we. Well, I was young, so I'm gonna say we too because I made dumb decisions when I was young.
Right.
I mean,
Most certainly.
the father
I
of my
agree.
child is not a millionaire. So he was young when we had a child. So I didn't think to be like, oh, let me make sure I have a career man because I want to have children with somebody that is career based. I wasn't thinking like that. So I know a lot of majority of the melanated community wasn't thinking like that. But this is the way we need to think as dating. Like we need to make sure that person can provide for you and your family if you already have children. I know a lot of people say, oh, people with kids can't find anybody who's like, no one who's a millionaire is going to want to take care of you and your kid and your
Yeah, they do.
baggage.
That's
Like,
not
yeah,
true.
right. That's a lie. That's a lie.
They
Exactly.
do it every day.
So it's like, exactly. Fine. If they ain't doing it, I'm going to take the most ugliest guy. No, just kidding. That got the most money. No,
No, but I mean,
yeah.
and this is the thing. Even if you have a preference, like, oh, I only want to date black men and stuff like that, like,
Yeah.
you better go for international African men. Like, go for men who
African.
can also
Or dating them African
respect
guys.
what you want. Like, you don't want to change any guy's
Their
mind.
culture
You
is
don't
good.
want to
You
like
got to think about people's
so
culture too and their mindset.
and their
Because, like you
family,
said,
like how were they
yeah,
brought up? Because you're gonna
that
marry into the
show
family.
that
You need
show
a
really
man
helps.
who's into
Right.
marriage. Like that's why I said conservative values. He doesn't
Serious.
have to, be socially conservative, but you want a guy
Yeah.
who's like, I want a marriage, I want a kid. Because the rest of the guys are wasting your time because if you're asking yourself, like, yeah, I want to have fun, but what do you really want? you really want a guy who you
What
can
do you
like
want,
say,
Jackie?
that's my guy.
What do you want, Jackie?
Well,
Do
yeah,
you
what do
want
you want?
to get
Sorry.
married and have more children?
I don't mind getting married again.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Do you want more kids?
it's not something I'm. Yes, I do want another kid. I do want a man that is most certainly stable and emotionally
Mm-hmm.
intelligent because emotional intelligence is very important to me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that is like the basis of how everyone really makes their decisions. So
Mm-hmm.
most certainly that, and he definitely has to be financially stable because even with my little girl's dad, I feel like, if I am not married, like you need to like wholeheartedly take care of your child. Like
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't struggle in my bill department whatsoever. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Right.
wherever you
Mm-hmm.
have children, like the household should be taken care of. So that is why it's
Mm-hmm.
important for men to not have babies all over the place.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And I also
So
believe in if a man has a baby, I think that he needs to live really either in the same town or just a town next door from his child, even if y'all
Yeah,
not going to
because
be together. Because
right.
I don't think that your kid needs to be able to see you
right,
every day. And
right.
that's you
Mm-hmm.
being a parent. Like this fake
Mm-hmm.
parenting where it's like people think like,
Yeah.
no,
Right.
I'm a
Or
good
at the
dad, I
drop of a
co-parent.
I'm
Like,
a
dime,
good
like
dad. I'm a
literally.
good
like
dad.
your kid, you need to be able to see your kid
Right.
every day, and they know my
Right.
dad lives
Every
down the
day.
street, and they need to know
Eat
that.
with
Like, this is the
my
things
dad.
that
Yeah.
people don't really
Mm-hmm.
require or even think about. It's kind of like,
No.
if the relationship doesn't work out, like, are you still gonna like? We have to have a
People
great
aren't having these
Yeah, and
relationship,
like
and
even
conversations.
being
we
able
have
to
to be
afford a child's dreams.
right.
Right. Let me tell you
Right,
something.
and even being
My
able to
child is
like
going
afford my kids' dreams because it's like if she wants to go to that.
exactly.
Hmm.
First of all, your child's gonna go like to school. When she goes to high school, there's so many things that you're gonna have to start paying $1,000 because they're gonna want to go to Europe or they want to join the program in the school, and now you got to drop all your thousands just to have them go there because the
You
father
want
is
her to
like
have the
halfway there.
opportunities, or him,
Exactly.
yeah.
And so like those are the
Precisely.
things that like we need to have a conversation with the people we have a child
Before
with
you start
or
having kids. And I think
yeah.
that it's just kind of brainwashed in the black woman's ideas like, oh, well,
Mhm.
you're a strong woman, you can do it on your own. And it's like,
Strong
I
black
don't
woman.
want to do this by myself. And don't
Right.
give me
Mm-mm.
Like
the
I know I
title
can, but
No.
it's
like
not a preference.
yeah, don't give me the title
Yeah.
like
No.
I
And your
promise I
child is
can do
gonna
it, and
feel
it's
that.
okay if it happens to me. And that's not
Yeah.
good. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like that's the bad image. It's like, oh, strong black woman, and then it's like then you're like forced to be strong in something that you shouldn't
Mhm.
even have to be strong in. Like, actually, I'm
That's
picking
why
up the
black
slack
women
for
are very
somebody else.
proud. Black women are
And now you
very
can't
Yeah.
figure out your
proud to be
femininity and you're full of like
right.
masculine energy and can't
Now
even
you're an
balance
alpha
yourself.
you're straight up alpha female and everybody knows you're
But
alpha
the thing
and
of
you're
it is,
yeah.
this is the also a thing that these guys on the internet are trying to take away from women, trying to say that they're not feminine. I've seen the most masculine women in the nail salon getting their nails done. Women are feminine,
Oh
period.
yeah.
Even if she's not,
Look at
it's automatically
Serena
in her.
Williams.
So it doesn't
Mhm.
even look at the brat. She's supposed to
Right.
be the masculine one in her relationship, but she's still makeuped up and nails done and
She got
all that
makeup on.
stuff. So
Right.
I think it's also a trick
Mhm.
of them
Hair
saying you're
done.
not feminine enough. It's like I see
Mhm.
women are feminine, men are feminine. We're all
Right.
feminine. Like let's stop
Right.
acting like
Duh.
before you were even a man, you were a woman.
Mhm.
Biology says it. So come on,
Mhm.
like I think that's also like and then women we down ourselves because we're like, oh well, we're not feminine enough, let me go change this, and then you're like, wait, who am I changing
Mhm.
for again? These guys on the internet that actually don't know me,
Yeah.
can't give me anything, and don't provide anything for me. It's
Mhm.
a whole like I think it's just like kind of disgusting the way that they like put those images out on women and like make us like super judge ourselves as black women, like we're not feminine enough, we're like we have bitchy attitudes and like all this complaining, but it's like, but you're a dusty. Like
Right. Mhm.
No space
what are
to
you even
like
talking about?
flourish as a
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not
So that's
celebrated
why
to flourish. So what do you think? Okay, so are you just you're openly dating, right? So you're
Yes.
open to dating all races, right?
Oh yeah. I've dated a Russian man, I've dated a German man, I've dated a Hispanic, I've
Oh,
dated, yeah,
So you dating all these
and is this
different.
all
Jamaicans.
in
How
LA?
do you feel?
Yeah.
Who treats you
Okay.
better? I know it's not. Who treats you the nicest? Like what race? I know it's not about race
um
things, but I want to know.
it's
Like, cause
not, but I
Well,
actually
it is.
recently have been dating this guy from Haiti.
what?
And
Oh, that's our
Haitian
people.
in
That.
yeah,
LA.
I
Wow.
know. And
Mhm.
oh my gosh, girl,
Is
he
that the
is
one you're going crazy
everything.
for?
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
you know us women, like we fall in love already. We're like, this is my husband. This is like, calm down. You just
Right,
dated
I
him. You
know,
just started
right?
dating him. Calm down.
I know, right? But
But
yeah,
it's
like
okay. Like
he's
when they make you feel good, it's so crazy. We get so
right
crazy
because
But
as
no
he's
women.
so sweet and he
expectations.
was like so smitten
I
last
know.
night and it was just so
Mhm.
cute.
Mhm.
But
Don't
and
let
it's
him
so
hit.
funny because oh, I'm not.
Good.
Oh no, it's not gonna
It's
be
hard,
like
but
that.
you
It's
got
not
it.
gonna be right. It's not. It is definitely hard,
You
honey,
got to be like
especially
Jay. You
when
got to
you
be
are
celibate.
when you're like a single mom and just
Hmm.
running errands and working and just doing the most. But
Yeah, I get it.
but yeah, he was so sweet and it's more so for me about like being a gentleman and
Hmm.
excuse me. And
Whispering her
the
secrets.
the other guys, the other guys I
Hmm.
have dated,
Hmm.
it comes off more like a fetish for black
Right.
women.
Oh. Hmm.
And you have to really be careful with that because it can look like someone really likes you, but really they're just trying to see like what a black woman is like. And it's like, no, I'm
Right.
not gonna be your experience for that.
Hmm.
So
Right.
Hmm.
the
Exactly.
Russian guy I
That is
dated,
very
he was
true.
actually the worst with that, and I was like, do you think I was
Oh,
born
girl, you
last
going in and
night
out.
or what? Because
Yeah.
I'm. Hold on one second.
You kind of going in and out. Did they lose?
What about now? Is that better?
Yeah, I
Damn.
can hear
Is
you.
that better?
This ain't.
Yeah, I can hear you.
But yes, like I was just like, I wasn't born last night, honey. And at the end
Hmm.
of the day, like I'm not gonna give my goods up just because a guy took me out. So,
Right.
That's
that's
the
one thing I've
problem
been
that you
having to
face
really
when you're
be careful
dating these
about.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Because
Hmm.
they're thinking, I don't know if they're thinking I'm desperate or what they're thinking, but honey, a dinner at Benihana's or a dinner for, crab and lobster and all that is not,
Yeah.
no. No, thank
No,
you.
I'm not
No.
going home with you. And that's why it's good, like with these dates, I don't know what your free time looks like, but it's good to like date them during like kind of like the day
The
moment.
date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when you do the night stuff, like they think that the night is going to continue. They're like, oh, do you want to go back to my place? And it's like, no, there's no your place. Like I'm literally going home. And
Right.
and then they want to kiss you and it's like I don't want to kiss you, I just met you. So it's like you got to take like, and that's why you have to be strong, because you got to let yourself be, like even if you're attracted to these guys when you're dating them, and you got to take your time with them because they respect you more, because they're actually testing you. Even though you think that they're doing
Right.
a fetish, they want to see if you're going to be that woman that's going to do it. And some of them may disappear because that's probably what they wanted in the first place. And then some of them might want
That's
Right.
to
not your
continue the
problem.
relationship. Huh?
I said if they
Exactly. That's
disappear,
not your
that ain't
problem.
your problem. Bye.
That's not. Bye. It's
Again,
perfect. I'm
wasting your
happy that
own
you
time.
left. Because
Yeah.
look it,
Excuse
I
yourself
got this
before
Haitian
I have
man
to
that's
excuse you.
doing the part right now. That's what Jackie's saying. Like I like the way he's
Yeah.
treating me. I
Once
like
I
the way
seen
he's
like,
talking.
yeah, and like once I seen like how many guys want to show you all the things that they have and talk about their cars and their money, I was like, no, those are the ones I'm not going to be
Hmm.
dating. Like
And
I'm
that's
just
you
because
learning.
I don't like all
Hmm.
the flashiness. I
Hmm.
don't care for it because
Hmm.
it's like you're being
Unless you're
so
sharing.
surface level. Right.
Right. How much you
Right.
sharing?
Like,
Don't
unless
tell
you're
me about
cash
anything
apping
you're not
me a
sharing,
down
buddy.
payment on the car, I don't really care about it.
Right. I don't really.
And
This is
there's
the
a
So,
thing
way
about.
that guys do
Mhm.
it when they're doing it to be like flashy and stuff. That's corny. If you're doing it like, oh, like you got me something, like, oh, here you go, like
Yeah, when you
here's this,
involve
and it's
me,
like something
that's
that's
you
like
building the
nice and
relationship.
expensive. It's like
Yeah.
you're not telling me about the stuff. You're showing me like a good
Right.
time. You're showing me
Mhm.
like in your actions, and I think
Mhm.
that's kind of just guys messing up like themselves. I think that
Mhm.
they're kind of sometimes unconscious of how like bad and they come across. They don't
They
even
crazy.
don't know how to date. I'm just telling you, they don't know
yeah,
how to date. They think like they're
and
just
they
trying
don't
to
know what
follow
women
social
want.
media. You like no, and if a woman ain't telling them, then they really don't know. They
Yeah,
don't know, and they playing their part. And that's why I'm saying, like, sometimes they test you, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna see if I can smash, but then they're also seeing if you're like worth
I
their
say do what
time.
you
You
want to
know?
do. Like if you want to
Right.
smash, some women's like, hey, I just shoot. You think it's a fetish? I think it's a fetish too. I want to see what's up with you, and be in your own power. Like if you
Right.
like at the end of the day, people respect confidence and power. So if you're gonna be
Right.
Mhm.
like, okay,
Mhm.
I'm still in control all the way, it's like, oh, I slept with you and I don't even really want to talk to you like that. And
Right. I
that
seen
would
that.
have
Yeah.
probably dumped you, but because you didn't, you ain't thirsty over him, and you not really that interested. Now he's like, "What's up with me? Let me go see what's up with
Yeah.
her." It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
about just
Yeah.
being in your own energy. Like if you're
Not
good,
caring.
even the guys that like, you know, give
Work
you
up.
all the nice feelings and stuff like that. It's just you always got to be like, "Oh, I got no expectations. Let's see how this
Mhm.
goes. He knows
Right.
what I want. Let's see this, and then let's just go because I can't expect anything from you. I can't even
Right.
expect anything from my mother. Like you can't expect anything from anybody. So you
You
kind of
should
just
have
always
said
have your own
your
back.
sister. You can always expect something from my mother. My mother always show up. That's one person that I know that's gonna be like, oh,
No,
I
yeah,
can have
but like I'm
expectations
saying,
on her. But
no,
like you
yeah,
saying, like I get what you mean, and that's the thing about
and
dating.
that's how
It's
you
like
kind of
you
stay
can't
up.
have
Like
expectation on them because this is the thing. Nothing lasts forever
they
in this
bound to
dating
break
life.
your heart. They gonna do something.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like I'm not gonna expect you to be my like for me, like you, Jackie, like because we're Pisces and like, oh, I love my husband, like I love him, I love him.
Right, girl.
And that's
Like, it's
just
so
us.
terrible.
I know it's terrible, but we got to keep it to ourselves because, like,
Oh,
literally,
I've learned that.
yeah, and even telling ourselves that this isn't love yet. This is because if it's love, we will see it some more. It will, and it's beautiful. We will acknowledge and be grateful for what you're experiencing. And I think that's the problem with me before in the past was that I wasn't grateful. I was literally getting a lot of things from these men that I was dating, and I didn't take it as anything. I was like, this was like,
Right,
whoa,
same.
like you're not grateful for that? Like, remember when you would be
Yeah,
telling
Right.
me
I
about
have
things the
I've
other
had
day?
so
Like,
many people
did
like,
you forget
girl,
what
you
that
are
person
getting
do for
so
you?
spoiled.
Right.
Yeah, it's like,
And they're
girl, you
like,
are so
oh, well,
spoiled
he
and you don't even
didn't
care.
do
And I'm just
nothing.
like, okay.
Right.
yeah, because
Right. Like,
this is
I'm
the
just
deal.
like,
Like
okay.
if it's not
Like, I can't
exactly
stand
what
that
you
guy.
want,
He
it's
didn't
like
do
you don't want it.
right. Because my expectations are so high. I'm literally like,
Right.
calm down, Catherine. You can't do that. This is reality. Not everybody's gonna meet your
Right.
expectations. You know how high they are. You better lower them
Right. Because
down.
I literally, like, this is so funny because I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, well, if you're not taking care of me on the first day, then what's really happening?
Mhm. And
Right.
it's like, and you can't exactly, but we can't. We gotta expect that thing. The thing about it is, I used to get so mad at these guys because they were moving mad slow, and I'm like, you're
Right.
moving mad slow, and I'm already there. I'm already your wife. I'm
Right.
already like
Right.
I'm
I'm
already
so glad I'm
there.
not the only one. Okay.
No, no,
Right.
no. We need to cool down. And I know
You,
that, and
I
I
don't
have
even
to.
know if just that you need to cool down or you just need to keep searching. I think
No, of course.
elimination
I think that
faster.
I
I know
think
when I was
yeah.
dating, I was like, I will eliminate you quick.
Oh
Like
yeah. You know
I
me.
don't
I was
want to like
eliminating.
spend
Oh no.
time
Oh
getting
no.
to know you if I already know I want to eliminate you.
Oh
So
yeah.
let me
So
just
Yeah,
that's why
because,
when
like,
I was dating, I told these guys that,
so
and I don't care if I was scaring them off. I would be like, I'm dating for marriage. I'm not dating to date anybody. I'm actually dating to marriage. A lot of them was like, oh, girl, I'm here for a casual thing, girl, bye. They're not telling me this, but like they can kill themselves off.
Or
Right.
no,
I
how about
learned
the
that
ones
it's
that
so much
lie?
better to just
Huh?
say
How about
like,
the ones who lie and say, yeah, I'll
Oh yeah,
marry
yeah,
you
yeah. How about this?
tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I
oh,
have people
then
do
that's
that to
when
me
you
too.
wait 6 months to give them some, and then they can't
Yeah.
even take it past three
Right.
months.
Right.
Exactly, exactly. And
It's
then I
like,
had
oh,
another guy before I
yeah.
even opened
Let's see
my
how long you
Joe.
last.
Before I had
Yeah.
another guy before I opened my Joe, meaning my mouth, and said I was like, yeah. So what? Like he was like, I'm like, oh, what are you looking for? He was like, yeah, like he told me like, oh, I'm looking to be in a relationship and all that stuff like that. And then he told me how like he got a vasectomy, and I was like, yeah. So he's like, and then I'm like, that's crazy because like I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good for you because I'm dating for marriage and I want to build a family, so you're definitely not the guy for me, and that's okay, you know. Like you having all this, like, and he was like, no, 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 like, I think you can you can
Reverse
reverse
it.
it, and I'm like, you don't got to do that for me, honey, and I know you ain't gonna do it for me. You made your choice. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm not the girl for
For
you.
you to
Right.
It's
stop that, you
okay.
thought of that a long,
Yeah,
hard.
it's okay.
You made a
And
permanent decision when you did that.
right,
So now,
exactly. And it's okay. I'm just not
mhm.
the and then he was like, "But we can be friends though." Like, like, and I'm like, "No, I don't want to be
No, it's
anybody's
no
friend.
point in
I'm
that.
dating for marriage." So, see you
Right.
later. He was like,
Right. It's
"Oh,
no
I
point in
definitely
that.
will
And
marry
like,
you." No, you're not going to
yeah,
marry me
like
because you're not
literally, I need
dating
somebody.
for
You have to
marriage.
be. You have to be
Hmm.
very consistent, and you also
Right.
like have to be stern and let me have fun. Like I can't feel tied down because if I
Oh,
do,
that
then
jealousy stuff.
now we,
Ugh,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I
no.
can't deal with a man
It's
that's
like you
like not
can't be
confident
yourself.
because I naturally have a bubbly
Yeah.
personality, and it's just like I don't need you telling me to do this, that, and the other. Like I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
respect you wholeheartedly, but I need that same respect for my individuality. And I feel the same way,
Yeah.
about being with a man. Like I'm not gonna be upset about you having female friends, platonic female friends,
No.
especially if if it's
Yeah.
respectful and it's within boundaries. Then that makes sense. You had a
Oh,
wife
female
before
friends.
before me, but
What kind of
We
friends?
talked about
Not
that.
best friends.
What
I don't care
not
because
best
I
friend.
know
Ain't no
I
female
know
best
my
friend.
limits and I
She
know
better be a
your
lesbian.
limits and I know
no,
you.
not like a best
She better be a
friend.
lesbian best friend.
Not like
I
a
know
best friend.
act
Okay.
when other people get in a relationship with somebody. Now they notice how cute he actually is because they notice, oh, some other
Uh-huh.
girl found the
Oh, they
value.
start hating.
Maybe
They
I
was like,
know
oh,
the
I don't
value
like her.
too. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
don't like her like that. And
Uh-huh.
then see, that's the thing. I don't
Because
know
she's
why.
not friendly. You're
Unless
not
I
friendly. They're
do
gonna
have a
catch
male
everything about
friend.
you.
I do have a male friend. Me and Catherine, we both share the same male friend, and I don't see us ever, getting to that point. But we never. We're not friends to the point where like it would be ever like an uncomfortable situation like that. But there are like, but if my guy had a female friends and it was like they're like best friends and stuff like that, like I don't know, my friend is connected to me with my sister, so it's kind of like we're all friends. It's a
Right.
friend group, so it's not like it's us one on
I
one and
mean,
we
but he could
be
still like
best,
one of y'all individually, though.
huh?
I
But I'm
mean,
sure
y'all
that
are
he
cute.
did.
I said he could.
I'm sure that he
Yeah,
did.
like he could still like one of you guys individually, you
Well, of
know.
course he probably
Yeah.
still like one of us, but he knows it'll never happen.
She
No, ain't
said,
about
but he
it.
knows it'll never happen.
What?
No, because
Yeah.
we're all not compatible for each other. We're
Oh,
good
he
as
already knows
friends.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we all know
Right.
like
Right.
we all know everybody's dirt and we all know what we don't like from each other.
So
We
you
wouldn't
wouldn't like approve of your
But
guy having friends, like a female friend?
what men are only friends with women most of the time because he wants to sleep with her. So
like you
why
were
are
just
they
saying,
friends?
no, that's
Why are
not
they
true
friends?
because we do have a male friend in common. So we're not trying to sleep with him, and he's not trying to sleep with us, and he's never tried
But
to
we're friends as a
sleep with us
group.
at all, or even trying to.
But
We're
he's
friends as a
also
group,
friends with you guys,
outside of the
with you
group
both
too.
individually.
Yeah, because you text him individually, I text him individually. So what are you talking about? So a guy
It's a
can
double
I
actually.
think you're
standard.
I'm just
having a
saying.
little
No,
bit
it's
of
a,
a.
It's a
it's
double
a
standard.
yeah.
She's
She's a
like, I
little
don't care
jealous
about the
for the
double
thing.
standard.
It's a
She's a
double
little
standard, and I'm
jealous.
gonna take it because that ain't
She
what
was
I'm
like,
You're
doing.
okay, it's a
jealous,
double
like.
standard, and you're saying what else?
But yeah,
But
and
like
like I don't
literally,
like
you're
it.
doing it right now.
Yeah,
You
see,
don't
It's
like
like
not
it.
me,
because of
I'm not that
jealousy. It's
type
kind of
because
like
I
why
just
you guys need to talk to her. She could go get a man and be
Mhm.
best friends with him. You don't gotta like no. There's no need. Like
see,
there
like
was
I'm
a
not
guy
that
that
type
I
just
was friends
because
with, and
you
we
need
used
to
to
go
date.
ask a woman about me so you can know what you need to do for me. Like it's okay
That's
for
true.
you to have like a
He doesn't
distant
have
female
sisters.
friend. Oh my
Calm
God.
down
No, I
because
would rather
like
for a
literally.
man I would rather for a man to not talk to his family about us.
Oh
I
yeah,
would rather
that's
a man
true.
not talk to nobody about us. Talk to me about
Yeah, I
us.
wouldn't talk. I wouldn't.
I do definitely don't want him talking to another woman that ain't me
I
and not
don't.
family about us.
That's
I'd rather
not
him tell
true
his sister.
because
No,
like
it is. It is. Like I
well
don't
that is for
like
you, but
other
like
girls
I don't
in
think
my
that
relationship.
is a big
I
deal. Now that
really
I
know
know that I
women
am in
and
a
I
relationship,
really believe like I know women and I know how they are. And once a man gets in a
some of them are
relationship,
not like that because
Yeah,
I
not every woman is like
am
that.
friends with someone. I'm friends with someone, and I'm not literally,
I most
and I
certainly
help
give
him with,
relationship
and
advice
so do
to a
you,
guy, and I do
Isabel.
not want
You help
him.
him with a relationship
I give
advice.
him a relationship advice too. But
Yeah,
would I want my man
but you,
talking to me? No, that's what I'm saying. I don't care if what I'm doing is platonic. If I was in the relationship and a guy was talking to a girl like me and that he's
mhm.
saying, oh, that's one of my friends. She's one of my good friends. That's a fake good friend. That ain't your real good friend. Not her.
Oh
Well,
my gosh.
I'm
That's
someone's
me.
real friend.
Go ahead.
I'm someone's real friend, and
I
so
am
are you.
too.
You
I'm
are,
telling you, it's a double
yeah. So
standard,
that's
and I'm
crazy. So you
agreeing
won't
that it's
even
probably
let
not
somebody.
right, but I just know I don't like literally
That's
what my man
crazy.
needs to talk to another woman about. About me? No, I don't need another woman knowing nothing about me.
Yeah, see,
Even to
like I'm
get
a
some good
Pisces,
ideas.
so
He could talk to you.
yeah, like I need a
She's a
See,
guy to
Capricorn
be
lady.
thoughtful.
none
This
of
is a
your none of
Capricorn
his
Oh, she's
woman.
a
friends is
Capricorn.
gonna
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not that friendly.
We get it. She's not friendly.
I'm not.
She's
I'm very
friendly
practical,
with
and
guys,
it
but
makes
she's not.
sense. It's like
She has guy
if you want
friends,
to
and
do
she
something to
can't let
me,
her man have a woman friend.
no,
That's
I'm just not. There's no
crazy.
reason to like. What is you gonna go tell her about?
Okay, so like, do
Jealous.
you agree
You
if
a
he's
jealous
like,
little
if he's
woman.
like,
So you
okay,
a
well, you have
jealous
to
woman.
get rid of all your guy friends. So if he's
Okay,
like, you can't have, no,
none of
how would that make your guy friends feel?
they don't care. These guys, do you think they care if I'm like, oh well, my
Oh my
husband
gosh,
doesn't
she's for
want me
sure
talking
a
to him, like
Capricorn.
whatever.
Oh, she's
She's for sure a Capricorn.
definitely, yeah,
They're not
definitely a
gonna
Capricorn
care.
woman.
I had a guy stop
It's
talking to
okay. They won't care.
my
They'll
ex-boyfriend.
just
He
talk to
stopped
me
talking to me. We
about.
all
They'll just talk to
became
me.
friends. Hold on, we all became friends in
Yeah.
a friend group. He stopped talking to me, Kat. He stopped talking to all of us because his girlfriend said, "Oh, that's your ex-girlfriend. You can't hang out with her anymore." He stopped hanging out with us, and when they broke up and we came back to the friend group, we all understood. We were like, "Okay, yeah, you did everything for your relationship. It makes sense. I'm not gonna get mad at you because your girl doesn't want you hanging out with a bunch of girls or hanging out with your ex-girlfriend. Like, nah, like it." I can't get
Okay,
mad
you
at
said
a woman not
ex-girlfriend.
wanting her man.
That's fine. Nobody wants anybody to hang out with their ex-girlfriend because
But
they
you don't
know.
know how deep the friendship goes. You don't know if they made out already. You don't know what happened at a party. You don't know why
But
they.
you didn't make out with some of the guys that you're friends with.
But do they know that? Do they know that?
Yeah, I would tell. Yeah, well, I don't think they would be jealous like you.
I'm not jealous. It's just
She
not
said,
happening.
I don't think they would be jealous like
It's
you.
not about jealousy. It's about respect.
No, it's a little
I just don't
jealous.
like
And
people knowing
jealousy.
my business.
Respect.
So there's nothing really that you
Yeah.
prefer to
Okay,
It's a
well,
little
definitely you.
jealous. I
Okay,
don't.
this is the thing.
This is
It's a
how I
little
feel
jealous.
about that. I
She don't
don't
like
feel
people telling her
like
business.
that. We don't own people, okay?
definitely not.
We don't own their
Right.
experiences
It
with
seems
other
like it is
people.
for you as well.
No, it's
We
not.
don't own. We don't own
It's
other
not.
people's experiences,
Like that lady
and
said
I
on the
feel
show.
like
She's not an
I
idol.
feel like you can grow with someone. I feel like I like a relationship more when we do go into uncomfortable spaces and we can come back whole. That
Yeah.
is very important to me in a relationship.
I
Because
can do that without testing it. And when I come, like, I I don't like testing that. I think it, to me, it's kind of just like I want a problem. It's kind of just like, no, if it doesn't, to me, it's like I'm just very practical and logical. Like there's no reason for you to be best friends with, you know, now I mean, at the end of the day, it depends on the circumstances, of course. Like if you're been friends with this person since you were 3 years old, and you know this, you grew up with this person and stuff like.
Dang, it has to be 3 years old. It can't even be like 2 years ago.
No, but you grew up in like a child, like whatever, and you guys been close this whole entire time. Then okay, then I'm gonna have to really reevaluate if I feel like, you know, you guys are not in love.
So
This
is
is
that
the-
like
this
is
is the
that
real,
like a
and then I'm
non-negotiable
gonna
for
decide
you?
if it, no, it's not a non-negotiable, but it depends on what the relationship is like between them. It's like if she's in like her own situation and you could see that she's like totally into what she's doing, and you know, like there's special dynamics for it. But if it's just like, oh, this has been my friend, we've been friends for like 2-3 years, whatever, and stuff like that, like nah, I'm not interested in that. Like that to me is like, what are y'all waiting to have sex, or you already did, it didn't work out?
God.
Like, what's this
That's the
relationship
Haitian
holding
woman in
on
you,
to?
huh?
I
That's the
just
Haitian
don't
woman in
know.
you.
I don't know what the relationship holds on to, but I don't want to have any insecurity or feeling like weird about it. And so I'd rather be honest and be like, oh,
But
that's
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if there was complete invitation to you and you literally have
I don't do
no
polygamy.
reason? No, it's not. No, I'm saying like not
I know that.
polyamory.
No, I know.
But like if his phone is open, he's completely honest. You can text her. It's like a completely open thing. Like, and
No,
you
Yeah,
actually,
what if she
oh my
becomes your
God.
friend?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't
Like,
want her to be my friend.
oh,
Oh God,
okay.
that's mean. What if she's like really like successful and she can
Well, then that's different. It depends on what kind
how
of
is that
friend
different?
she is. I don't
See,
know.
you wasn't even open to that before.
I'm
You
really
was
not
like,
that open.
But
No.
you know what? You
I'm
know
just
what though? You know what though? Like, if when you're more open, and I have learned this since I've been like on a little journey since I've been here. When
Mhm.
you are more open, it definitely allows you to expand in certain places that you did not know you could expand in.
For sure.
Because, and when I say that, I'm saying like even cultivate friendships with certain people.
Yeah.
Because, what if, you did become friends with her and then you and him broke up, but you and her cultivated a very good friendship? It would be very different. It's like, wow, that one moment, like, because you could say yes or you could say no. And it's like, they talk about infinite cells. So it's like, you have this way and you have that way. And
Yeah.
the more you are open, like in your heart and in your heart chakra, like the better, the more things you will attract that you want.
I
Like
mean,
that's
I
how I feel in a
definitely believe
relationship.
that. I definitely believe that, but I do also think like you can manifest what it is that you want. So if I don't want a situation where he has like friends and stuff like that that will make me feel uncomfortable, then I believe that I could receive that the same way I wouldn't want somebody who would cheat on me. Like there's certain things that like, personality wise, my personality is not kind of geared towards like accumulating a lot of friends or anything. I'm very much like an introvert extrovert type of person. So those kind of
Right.
things
So
don't
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like,
hold so much value to me, where it's like, oh, like even the person that I'm with now, it's kind of like we kind of hit that kind of like, he kind of likes to reminisce on the past, and I'm kind of like a forward thinking type of person.
hmm
And then we kind of have to just be in the now together and have that be the thing. But he doesn't have like female friends like that, and or like we kind of, our personalities like match each other enough where
right.
the so I believe that you can attract what you're comfortable with. I don't think that you have to, if you don't like him being a social, like have a bunch of friends and he has these type of female friends, then I'm not gonna make myself uncomfortable just to see if I
Oh,
could
you
get
know what?
comfortable, you know.
You just made me have an epiphany because you said like you want to attract someone that you're comfortable with. And I think that's a big thing in people because me, on the other hand, I don't want somebody that's going to keep me in my comfort zone. So that does make when I say don't want to keep me in my comfort zone, I mean like not make me insecure, but
Right.
things are different, like I said, because baby, I'm a Pisces. It's all type of water out there. I need to
Right.
explore them all. So it's like I need you to be on your toes. Like I need you to
Mm-hmm.
be
Oh,
keeping
we
me
gotta
on
go.
my toes. It needs to be an
Mm-hmm.
exchange of energy. I need the passion. I need the oh wow, I didn't expect this to happen today. I need the back road rides. I
Right.
need the freaking roller coasters. I need the trips. I need the flowers. I need
Mm-hmm.
the you
I
getting
Totally.
need
jealous
all
out
the
of
great
no.
stuff, but all the bad stuff and the insecurities, I can leave it at the door. Because I love
So
like
wait, I
Right.
have oh my God, I
unexpected,
love asking
but
people
I
this.
do not like things that are just like challenging the relationship for no reason. If it doesn't make sense, I'm just kind of like, why are we even going through this drama? Why are we going through this problem? Because you're bored? Like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do
Okay, I
something.
love this question for
Well.
people because it just throws people off so much. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were, okay, so would you go to a swingers party with your man?
No.
I'm not into that.
You both got so serious. That's so funny.
This is
Your
LA, and I
faces,
know
I
those
can
swinger
No,
see.
party.
I
I've heard
know,
of them so
girl.
much.
I've
I'm like, no,
been a lot
thank
of
you.
places, but I know that I'm not into that, so I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't do it. I'm not into it at
Okay,
all.
like
Jackie, you
what if
going
he likes to?
in there because you're a Pisces?
Yes, girl, I'm most certainly going. I have to go. Like, I have to
Mm-hmm.
see what is
Mm-hmm.
happening at the swingers party.
Mm-hmm.
You know
You
what's
know,
happening.
Go ahead, girl.
You
I
know
have
what's
to
happening.
see what's happening at the at the swingers
I don't
party.
want to see no old balls swinging
Oh
left
my
and
gosh,
right
I hope the balls are
down
not
some roller
old.
coaster.
I
Girl,
did
I
not
don't want to see
expect
no
old
young
balls.
balls. Okay, I don't want to see
I was
nobody like,
expecting young, rich balls. Okay, not
girl. Them freaks, they are not looking for what I'm looking
not
for.
not old
Sorry.
balls. But
I'm one of those freaks. I'm kidding. Hey guys, you guys could keep talking, but I got a movie that I gotta go to, so I'm gonna exit out. But
Oh my god.
thank you guys for the convo.
We have to do a part
Good.
two.
enjoy your movie.
Jackie, are you
Are you gonna
available
leave, Kat?
next week? I have a call to
I
make
sure
in a few
am.
minutes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
fine. The only reason I be missing it is because my nights are going so fast, and I
I
literally
know.
be catching it at like 9 freaking 55. Like it's so terrible. It
9:55.
is
Oh
so
wow.
terrible. I'm always catching it at the end,
It's
or like,
okay, but I'm grateful that you catch it. So I'm so glad that we got to speak with you tonight because like it was good, girl. Because hearing a woman's thought of like their dating life and what they really want out of it, and like being honest and telling our truth and manifesting these relationships that we were attract. I love that, and I'm happy that your dating life is getting like better and you feel solid in the new one that you're dating, and hopefully you're dating more so you can have a lot of options so when they come and you pick the right person, well, the right person picks you.
girl, right? Like I'm thinking the
Hmm.
same thing. I'm so happy that you're happy for me, girl.
I'm
The
so happy
energy is
that
just so great.
yes, no, I'm extremely happy. I love when women are out there finding what they want because literally it's not easy because we've been like trained the wrong way, and now that we're fixing our mistakes
Yeah, the
and choosing better.
generational insecurity is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
it's
sure is.
definitely something. Next week, I'm gonna
Mhm.
definitely have to bring my friend. I'm gonna have to like literally call her as soon as we end this and
Yeah,
tell her that she
yeah.
has to show up. I tagged
Oh
her, but I don't
yeah.
know what she's doing right now.
Oh yeah.
So,
She could
because
definitely
she's
call in
great.
and we can talk too. Like seriously, that would be a good
Okay,
show,
that
and
is
we can
gonna be
talk about
great.
like
So,
dating.
yeah.
Is she dating?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk
She is a
about
Pisces. Like her
dating.
birthday is literally the day
Okay.
before mine.
Oh yeah, for sure. Tell her to call in with you on the phone, and we'll definitely like help each other out. We'll help you guys out with your dating life because I'm not dating anymore. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That's gonna
let's
be cool.
definitely do
And y'all
that.
are all in
Okay.
LA.
Yes. Oh no,
Is she
she's
in LA too?
actually in Memphis. No, she's in Memphis.
Ooh, we gotta talk to her. I want to know what the dating life is like
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
that's why I'm like, that is gonna be
Mhm.
really interesting. So yeah, that's gonna be a
Mhm.
good one.
Okay. So guys,
So
thank you
yeah, I'm
so
gonna
much
call her
for
tonight.
tuning in. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in to Nothing's Wrong podcast. I don't know how to end this thing. It's about skedaddled, but thank you, Jackie, for showing up
Thank
always
you for
when you
having
can.
me.
Yes. Make sure you all like this video and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And then also remember, nothing's wrong. I love you guys and enjoy your rest of your week. And we'll check you next week. Bye.
Oh, that's hot.